There you go. Hello everyone, and welcome to another live stream. This time it's going to be Hearts of Iron, and people have decided that the country to play is going to be Kaiser, Germany. Assuming my game actually loads here. It's kind of paused loading at the moment. There we are. We're going to try and get the kaiserina on the throne. It's our base goal. We'll probably fail, at which point we'll just play normally. So, let's see. What do we want to do? What do we want to start? These guys are all level 4. Let's get rid of our cavalry divisions, because I've been told that's always a good thing to do. Or cavalry division. Then we'll just leave it at that for now. We don't want to demand anything out, disband anything else. We're going to immediately start opposing Hitler. Move all these guys to where we're going to be in power. As many guns as we can do and tanks as we can make. Start training some troops, obviously. Hopefully we can get 1 or 2 before the Civil War ends. We're going to stay with mobile warfare. Do the other standard start stuff. Yes, we got a new emoji someone's remarking on in chat. It's from Total Warhammer. Someone's kind enough to make Madsamunde or whatever the giant toad from Total Warhammer 2. We don't really care about these bills because we're going to cancel it immediately once the war starts. And now we basically just wait till the end of this and then we win the Civil War. Yes, in order to get the Kaiserina on the throne, you do have to go non-aligned. And more importantly, you not only have to go non-aligned, but you have to do air innovations, take the air safety regulations, try and put the old Kaiser on the throne, have him refused, pick the second Kaiser, try and make peace with Great Britain, and then send the the future Kaiserina ahead to like negotiate the arrival. And if you do that, she'll become ruler. She's one of the best rulers in the game, although I think the Ottoman Sultan guy has now officially taken the top spot. Rosie the cat's doing pretty well. I actually got photographic evidence. She was sitting on my lap the other day, which is amazing for a cat that doesn't really like people. Investment advice, a lot out there. But for most people, you should just stick it in like a an index fund that just goes up and down with the market. And any life advice, stay physically fit. If you stop being physically fit, life gets a lot harder. Okay. We're gonna probably have at least 1 or 2 of these done. Start training more troops. We can deploy these when the war starts. They won't really be that well done, but something. Turn off this. Hopefully we can win this war really quickly. What's an index fund? Basically, it's a stock fund that just buys like parts of like the Dow. You can buy a Dow index fund and it goes up and down based off how the market does. For most people who are not going to, do serious investing, it's the best thing you can do. Cancel that. Okay. For people who are actually going to do, you know, serious long-term investing, it's a long-term study. Let's see. We need what, 17? Yep. Put both of these guys under Klug, I guess, because he's our best field marshal. And we're gonna rush Berlin, basically. Hopefully we can get some land there. Let's start the path to stopping the Hindenburg, which is key. Let's get infantry commander on the ground, because we have a lot of infantry currently. Planes. Okay, so we have plenty of planes. We're going to deploy them to there. Sharpen air safety regulations. That's what we need to do. I think we can now officially cancel that. I think you just have to start it to get that option. 4-year plan. Here we go. My day just began. I only woke up like half an hour ago. I didn't sleep well. Is the Kaiserina Wilhelm's second wife? No. The Kaiserina is actually Wilhelm's granddaughter. It's Wilhelm's heir's daughter, I believe. I mean, I don't really know my stuff. I'm pretty sure it's either her or her siblings that there's still a guy who in Germany, I think his last name is Kaiser because he is the direct heir of the German Kaiser. And I think he's either her younger brother or something. I don't know. They're somewhat more closely related. For those of you who don't know, he's currently suing the German government to get control back of some of his family land and properties. Quite an interesting thing. Let's do this. Recovery rate up. Rommel. Whoops. No, we want Rommel. Put on Guerrilla Fighter. That way he's harder to kick out once he takes land. And keep pushing. We do. I think we outnumber them to start, right? Yeah, we have more troops than they do. We also have, obviously, Mackinson here. 20% attack and defense on core provinces is amazing. Yeah, average. I was amazed at that. At World War I, everyone was related to everyone else. The nobles of Europe are a heavily intermarried group. One of the things you can do as this group is you can ask Britain to restore your titles. If you do that, and I should be able to because Britain's on steady as she goes, they'll get their titles back that were stripped from them at the beginning of World War I. The UK is decolonizing, which is actually really good for me. We want to cut them off here, ideally. Although at this point, we're just winning everywhere. Yeah, you can look it up. There was a... Oh, I saw a news article, I think it was on the BBC the other day, about it, and they were talking about how that the question turns on, it's not so much a matter of whether he could get his family, a good portion of his family lands and estates and stuff back. The question really is whether or not, I think it was his father, helped the Nazis or not. Because according to some of the German war laws, there's rules about if the people aided the Nazis substantially, you can't get the land back. The question is, did he aid them substantially? Because he definitely aided them to some degree. Now, be aware, I mean, I only read one article on it, so I'm a little vague on the particulars. But it's kind of interesting. Considering I believe he still has the last name Kaiser, because that was almost a lot of the Germans got to keep their titles as their last names. I like playing EU4 Urge, but right now the game is really broken with the debt spirals, which still occur. I really don't understand Paradox's not fixing them already. Let's see, what do we want here? I think we have to, yeah, we have to revive the Kaiser Reich before we do any of that. So, okay, it just wants me to put in that one guy. Requirements. So I'll be able to do them later. Turkey remilitarized the Straits. Let's see who everyone else is doing. I don't really have to pay attention to that war at the moment. They went fascist. They have gone either communist. Actually, they're going democratic. Don't know what they're going. And not entirely clear what they're going either. Paradox has weird priorities. Like the one game, like the two games I really wish they'd spend more time and effort on is, ironically, Stellaris. I really wish they could fix some of the issues that exist in Stellaris. I know they just did a DLC. I was thinking of doing that for stream, but then I realized it's like 6 hours and it's surprisingly boring right these days. It's really annoying. What is going on with my front here? Like, Stellaris is an amazingly great game, but at the same time, in some ways, it's really, really semi-boring. Hitler's dead. It's gonna make it easier to win this war. Let's go for construction. Use up that bonus. We want to be able to do as much and as fast construction as we can when the time comes. I think we can get this one province here, or two provinces there. We're going to cut them off. They're making one heck of a last stand, though. Let's see if we can cut them off in the south. Once we do that, the war is over, entirely over at that point. Oh, we're gonna cut them off there. I suppose that works. World War I was a mess in all perspectives. There's a reason Germany supported Austria-Hungary and other stuff. It was, again, one of those mistakes. There we are, we won. It was one of those mistakes of people made alliances and then they actually had to fulfill them. Which obviously caused some serious problems. Let's see, we're going to put... Actually, for now, we'll just put both of you on the Czech border. We're going to get rid of the Nazis. Actually, for now, we're going to put them on the French border. And we have won. When Russia left World War I, it really shifted the whole war. Russia falling in World War I was unexpected by basically everybody. Got a minimum of world tension here. We want to do rebuilding the nation as soon as we can. Thing is, I do have to do Return of the Kaiser while Mackinson is still alive, and he does die at some point. So we do have to do that relatively quickly. Let's get... There's anti-fascist. We don't really need him yet. You know what? I think we may actually wait for now. Until we unlock more people. Invading Russia is just a dumb idea in many ways. It's just, like, so big. It's like the distance between the Polish border and Moscow is the distance between the Polish border and Berlin. Or further. This map kind of condenses it a little bit. To put it mildly, it's not a good idea to invade Russia unless you're really well prepared for it. Never fight a land war in Asia, right? Don't invade China, don't invade Russia. Probably don't invade India either. You know what? I'm actually going to swap to building some civilian factories because unlike the actual Nazis, I don't actually have a bonus towards I don't actually have a bonus towards getting military factories. These will all repair themselves, so I don't have to touch them. The defeat of the Russians in the Russo-Japanese War was more a it was really much of a bloody nose for the Russians. It's not like if they had really wanted to, they couldn't have won the war. It would have just taken them quite a long time to move troops and people over there. It was more the fact that Japan managed to actually beat them, which was the shock. And I think they defeated most of the entire Russian Navy on that point, which was the big win for them. Well, I meant more invading India in terms of it's kind of like Russia and China, as it's got almost inexhaustible reserves of manpower in a sense. Although that's probably true with invading the U.S. right now. They're big countries, and invading them takes a long time through a variety of terrains. Your supply lines get long. You're gonna inevitably have guerrillas. And meanwhile, the people you're fighting can just muster tons and tons and tons and tons of troops. It's not a very good place to invade any of those. We're going to revive the Kaiserreich. I should be able to... Oh no, I actually have to finish this before I can unlock them. Okay. Actually, you know what I should do while I have the time is modify my divisions. So artillery, 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 artillery. This is one thing someone told me the other day, is I really need to always go for 40 width. It'll take a long time and a lot of supplies to fill up that demand I just created, but oh well. Speaking of which, though, we should definitely get some more artillery on the go. What political view does my cat have on the monarchy of Britain? I think my cat on the monarchy of Britain would probably oppose it, just because my cat opposes most living people. I mean, that's really the only answer I can give you. She probably wouldn't care for any monarchy any more than she would care for dictatorships and stuff. Yeah, well, considering I have the army experience to reform to that, I might as well do it now. My thought. Might as well reform while I can. Speaking of which, I should get an intelligence agency going. Resource gain, I guess. My cat talk a lot? Not really. I've got a very silent cat. She's extraordinarily jumpy. You make any loud noise and she's gone. It's quite an experiment in having a cat that skittish. Okay, now the question comes, how do I develop so much world tension that I can get the Kaiser back? I don't think I can really do much to get world tension until after I get the Kaiser back. That's the issue. Although I can attempt to align both Romania and Hungary. Cool. Do I still lead the... I don't actually have a faction. What we need to do is we need to do return to the Kaiser, expatriate the communists, accept British naval dominance, alliance with the Shade if we want to get the Kaiserina back on it. If we want to go for the achievement, which is that I don't have a lot of them. Conquer a Caribbean island, our place in the sun, which I haven't done. We have to oppose Great Britain. If we don't get the rejection for the Kaiser's return on return of the Kaiser, we'll go against Great Britain. If we do, we'll accept British dominance. I don't need to reject the army. I just need to make sure I don't have a super powerful army that intimidates them, which is part of the reason I reformed the military. We want them to refuse, and then we want to back down, basically. I don't actually can't change my occupation force yet. Okay, Kaiserreich has been restored. Can't do that till we have 40 support, so let's do rebuild the nation. Try and get push going. Get a functioning economy. Negative 20 consumer goods basically means we have no consumer goods. It's going to be really awesome. And we have to wait till we get 40, which is going to be a little while. Which I can hire these guys now. So we want... All of these are not really that great, are they? I guess we'll go with the economist, because that gets us production cap. We could take this guy here, get 100% stability. For now, we'll do the elusive gentleman. Honestly, I should probably take this guy for the construction speed. You know what? I'll take him for now. We can always swap him out later. Well, thank you guys for enjoying the Mario series. Almost no one's watching it, so statements of support are appreciated. I don't know why people dislike it so much. I lost contact with my person who was doing thumbnails, so that's why the most recent ones don't have... Most recent one doesn't have a thumbnail, and Obviously, I didn't put one out today because I'm doing a stream. Let's reform our tank division as well, because we need more organization than that. Motorized, tank, and tank. I think 20 width tanks are the right ones. I don't know that for sure. If you guys know of a better tank division early on, let me know. 6 tanks, 4 motorized infantry, recon engineers, and support artillery. I could probably take the support companies off to some degree. Yeah, I haven't heard from Lusitanian in like 5 days. Unexpected. Hopefully he's okay. He wasn't feeling well right at the end, so hopefully he didn't get like the virus or something. Yeah, happy Halloween and all that stuff. Gonna be a Halloween for me. Normally we get trick-or-treaters where I live, but obviously that's not gonna be a thing this year. Okay. I also need to focus on getting oil and rubber, but let's catch up on our military a bit. $38. Yeah, so once this is done rebuilding the nation, we can then ask for the Kaiser back. Hopefully it works. Probably won't. My infrastructure is basically repaired already. These are on their last ones. I mean, I can put them up there, but they do auto repair, which is why I haven't been focusing them as much. Alright, let's break out tank divisions. Oh, we still have Gundurin, so we'll put them under him. Recruit another spy. I guess if we're going to potentially go to war with France, we should start spying on them. I have 2 spies in this. I'm working towards a 3rd spy. We got 1 from this guy, we got 1 from our agency, and we're gonna keep working on that. Let's see, France is... it's not clear if they're going communist or normal ones. Poland, Romania is forming an alliance. Don't know what Yugoslavia is doing. Greece is going democratic. Yeah, it looks like the Ottomans may be going to try and revive the Ottoman Empire. Which, by the way, they have said they are working on tweaking the time so you actually get to do something as the Ottomans. Oh, hi James Grant. Nice to meet you. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed the CK3 videos. Obviously, the guides did really well. I ended the series mainly because everybody was stopping to watch it, which was unfortunate. And also the game wasn't as exciting at that point. I'll probably come back to it once they've got a DLC or 2 out just to improve things. But if you want to watch something, I'm doing Mario currently. And I'd really appreciate if people watch that. As much as I like strategy games, sometimes you need a break. And I really like that Mario game, so what can I say? Fun game. Soundtrack's amazing, graphics are really awesome. Just really fun. We'll get that guy. Love how we have him as both a general and a theorist. Royal wedding in Brazil. Okay. Portugal is trying to restore their empire. Well, once CK3 updates, I'll definitely probably go back to it. I just found... I just found it a little unbalanced right now. Making the money, having levies is a little odd. I found it a little bit too stable. It's a great game, and for a Paradox launch, I thought it was one of their better launches. Having played since the beginning of CK2, EU4, Imperator, Stellaris, Hearts of Iron, and now CK3. And I played Vicky 2 a while. All of them were bare bones. Imperator was absolutely horrendous at launch. CK3 seems a bit more along the vein of Stellaris, where it's a great game, but it just needs more work to make it a fully interesting experience. Like, I found that it doesn't have enough events yet. CK2 had thousands of events. Once they get some more events in it, and just better ways of ruling, I'll probably be back. I mean, there is something to be said for a one-person rule, because let's be honest, an absolute monarch is basically what most people consider a legitimate dictator. One-person rules get things done. It's why the Romans invented the role of basically dictator. So in the event of a war, they could put one person in charge to handle the problem. The issue with the one-party rule is if you get one person who is either crazy or is persecuting them. Let's say, for example, I don't know. Let's say Germany goes back to a monarchy, right? The new monarch is, seems pretty good for a while, entrenches their power, and then all of a sudden they decide to start prosecuting Christians. Germany's a largely Christian country, but let's say this person declares themselves Hellenic after the ancient Greeks and decides all Christians are bad, starts prosecuting them, hunting them down. What do? I mean, do you overthrow your monarch, in which case you're not supporting an absolute monarchy, or do you let the ruler prosecute people? So if you're Christian, what do? Do you bunker down and hope to survive for, I don't know, 40 years that a monarch might rule? Or do you leave the country? That's why a lot of people in monarchies moved around a lot. Specifically the Jews, because they were prosecuted almost everywhere. They were kicked out of Spain, they were kicked out of Germany, they were kicked out of France, they were kicked out of Russia. A monarchy has some advantages, but the downside is if you get a really bad monarch, it's impossible to get rid of them, basically. Yeah, but now average, consider the fact that what if the monarch was a fanatic, I don't know, Catholic, just because Germany is a heavily Catholic nation. Did I accidentally click through the Kaiser event? I may have just done so. Nope, they returned him on his own. Okay, so we cannot do the Kaiserina. I don't believe. Right? I can't do it now that he's back. I have to have them refuse. In which case, we're going to go against England then. We'll go against England then. So for now, let's work on building up our country. This guy will die at some point, but I don't think I can trigger the event even if he dies, right? Oh well, we'll go for our place in the sun then. I've never obviously managed to get that achievement. It was worth a shot. I mean, we got relatively close. I mean, it's like a 50-50 chance whether they accept or not, from what I can understand. It doesn't really depend much on it. They hated us anyway, but maybe the Dutch decided, hey, let's stick the Germans under a monarchy so they can suffer. Who knows? what's the worst leader in this game? What do you mean, as a person or as like a commander? Because I'm pretty sure the worst one is one of the Russian field marshals who starts at level 1, because historically he's why the Russians lost like 20 million people. Yeah. Corruption is extraordinarily common average in monarchies. It's unbelievably common in monarchies. It's basically how a monarchy functions. Is if you're friends with the king, you get whatever you want, or the queen, and if you're not, you don't. Example, this guy right here, King Carol, he was basically corrupt. If you want to look at it objectively, he basically spent over his budget and then demanded the government pay for it. Basically, he embezzled from his own government. It's pretty common corruption in monarchies. The question is it like institutionalized? Like, for example, a British monarchy with a parliament is probably a better form than just a pure absolute monarchy. Of course, the downside is British Parliament has then stripped all their power from their monarch, basically. It's always a balancing act. And also, if you're going to compare an ideal dictatorship or a monarchy with an ideal democracy, one, of course, then must compare it with the ideal communism, which basically everybody would agree would be the best form of government if you could pull it off, which you can't. If you could pull off a perfect communist government where everyone was equal, everyone had equal stuff, everyone worked and was healthy, it would be great. But the reality is it'll never happen because people are very different people. Almost all forms of government have upsides and downsides. The idea behind a democracy is it allows for peaceful revolutions by voting. Almost no other government form allows for peaceful revolutions. And if you don't have peaceful revolutions, then you have uprisings and civil wars, which I think we can all agree any government that triggers civil wars every like 10-15 years is not a very good form of government. Let's just make sure if we're debating politics, it does not become real-world current politics. If it does, I'll shut it down. Theoretically, it's reasonably okay. Let's go for offense. I would say France is going communist. I don't know about you guys, but that's a large amount of communism in them. They're approaching the UK, so they're going democratic. They're working their way towards democracy as well. We may have a slight problem of a lot of democracies in this world. Yeah, also, the difference between communism and capitalism, socialism. Nowadays, you can basically claim to be one ideology when in reality you have nothing in common with them. It's not like anyone has perfectly defined what capitalism is. There's almost no country has. The U.S. is not a pure capitalist government. If it was, you'd just be able to walk in and buy the presidency willy-nilly. If it was, guy who owns Amazon would be president if he wanted to be. Really want to keep this economy going, this economy boom going, but I don't know how I can there. Okay. Let's get a maintenance company for our tanks. That way I'll lose less tanks. We're up to 88 factories, which isn't bad. I'm going to recruit an operative here, which will be great. Then we'll start spying on the French. Oh, I did not see Mr. Marshmallow donate. Thank you. You guys are talking a lot, which is nice. Yeah, Bezos. Because a pure capitalist government is everything you do, you try and make money, and money decides everything. I took politics in college, so I have some idea of what I'm talking about. I mean, obviously not perfectly. Oh, Carlos, Spain lost. Too bad, we were hoping to get them in power. Oh, I would love to grow my channel into, you know, tens of thousands, if not millions, but no one watches my stuff. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong with my channel to some degree. Like the CK3 things grew my the CK3 stuff is now like 1/5 of all my subscribers and views ever. And that was like a month of stuff, which is disheartening, having done it for like 3 years. Or 4 years now. I do tags, I do search engine optimization. I'm trying to get better at thumbnails. Some people have been saying I need to get like a compressor to make my mic sound better, but I don't know. I don't know why people don't watch my stuff that much. Oh well. At this point I've kind of accepted I couldn't make a living from doing YouTube anyway. I took a lot of classes in college. I've tried teaming up with other YouTubers. I did stuff with Lusitanian while he was doing stuff. I did some stuff with Quaggersol. But when I did it with people like Quaggersol, we both did videos, and his videos got all the views. Mine got almost nothing. It quickly didn't become worth me doing it. Plus, trying to schedule with another person's tough. I mean, I'd like to find like 2 or 3 other people who would happily do series and stuff, but I haven't found them, and those who I found have not been reliable. William and Mary was not bloodless. William and Mary was not bloodless. They call it the Glorious Revolution and say it was bloodless. There was in fact one battle on British soil where people died, but it was relatively bloodless, let's say. Relatively. What classes did I take in college? I should answer that. I took politics. I took a lot of computer science classes. I was going to be a computer science major in college for a while, or at least a minor. Problem was that once I got to what they call discrete math, I really couldn't figure it out. Discrete math is very discrete. You don't talk about it. No, it's if any of you are math majors out there, you know what I'll talk about. To everyone else, basically discrete math deals with whole numbers. So only whole real numbers, really. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but nothing in between 1 and 2. So no like 1.1. It's weird math. Yeah, Kaiser did videos with Chewy shit. That helped him a lot. Let's see, what else did I take? I wanted to take history classes, but I didn't manage to take them because they were at the same time as all my business classes. Being a business major, that ate up a lot of my time. I took a couple art classes. I took a class on how to draw. I was in a class where day one, pretty much everyone else in the class could perfectly sketch somebody, and then there was me who had really never drawn in my life, but it was an intro to drawing class, which was hilarious. Suffice to say I passed, but not easily. I did theater. I was in a couple plays. Probably why I even considered doing YouTube stuff, because I've done both public speaking and stuff like that. Obviously I had some English classes you had to take. I actually got to opt out of all math classes in college, which was really awesome. The discrete math was for computer science. What else did I take? I took several years of Spanish. Basically all I can say is yo no hablo en español, but I understand Spanish when it's spoken usually. What else did I do? That was about it. When you do business and computer science, that's your whole life. Do I like accounting? Well, average, I have a master's in accounting, so I kind of like it. It's more along the lines of I'm not fanatic about it, but I don't hate it, which is really all you can ask from a job in some ways, not to hate what you do. Do I do a stock investment? I've been doing stock investment since I was like 10 or something. So, yes, I've done a fair amount of stock investing, and I've done pretty well at it. But it took years to understand what I was doing, and even then, it's in some ways gambling, kind of. You never know if you're going to get it right. Which is why I recommended a index fund, market index fund, because then it's not as much gambling. If the U.S. economy does well, you do well. If it does bad, you don't do well. I'm not a professional stock investor, so I really shouldn't be giving great amounts of advice on it. Did I enjoy college? I attended 3 different colleges. One physical, where I did 4 years. One online, where I did 2.5 years, and then I did grad school. I really liked college. I recommend if people can go to college, they go to college. It's expensive, but I found I grew up a lot when I went to college, because then you have to do everything yourself. There's no one pushing you to do the work, which is why a lot of people flunk out of college. They don't actually have somebody there saying, do your homework, like your parents or teachers have. Fact of the matter is, college professors, they really don't care that much if you do your work or not. They'll just happily fail you. There's no real reason they can't fail you. They're not out to hold your hand like they were in high school and middle school. Thank you. Nice to meet you. If you haven't done it, you could join the Discord. I'm active on there quite a lot. And just keep watching my stuff. At some point I'll get back to CK3. And of course, if anyone has any suggestions for videos or guides, I'll happily do them if I can figure out what to do. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe someday I'll make a viral video out of the blue and become famous, but I doubt it. Social interaction advice, average, like how to talk to people. Is that what you mean? Because if you're worried about talking to people, the only way to get better at talking to people is to talk to more people. Especially if people have like a stammer or a speech impediment, the only way to get better at it is really to practice. Thank you for the link, average, to the Discord. Okay. We are rebuilding the nation pretty well at this point. See, I don't know if I could fight the Soviets right now, so I'm reluctant to guarantee a lot of those eastern countries. Extra research slot is good. Awesome. What else can we do? I guess I should try to align Romania and Hungary to some degree. It would be awesome if I could puppet them. I could probably pull Hungary into a faction at least, so I guess I should work on that. I'm going to put this one towards doing air stuff, because we definitely want good airplanes. Okay, which I should probably have my airplanes stop flying around. Promote Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook. Well, I do have a Twitter account. Don't do much with it because no one follows it. I don't know how to gain people. I've got a Facebook page. Don't do much with that because no one really does anything with it. And I don't have a community or stuff on Reddit. I don't know how one would create that. I've done some stuff on Reddit, but I haven't seen a payoff from doing Twitter, Reddit, or Facebook, so I've kind of not done much with them. Oh well. You guys didn't come here to listen to me complain about not doing well on YouTube, so I'll just focus on the game for now. Can you do Merchant Republics in CK3 yet? I thought that was not available yet. What CPU do I have? I actually do not know. I've got a very old computer. I'm going to be getting a new one probably on Black Friday. Thank you for that link, Average. I might consider getting one of those. Basically, I need a new computer. My laptop is like 8 years old. I think. Let's see. At least 6, if not 7 years old. The fact that it can still play these games tells you what good of a laptop I got when I got one. I got a top-of-the-line laptop then. But I need a new computer, so I'm going to probably get, rather than... This is a laptop, by the way, I'm running everything on. I'm going to be getting a desktop, probably with like an i9 or something in it. We'll see. Might as well put my US stimulus money to good use. Okay, how are we doing? We got 600,000 people under arms. We really do need much more. France, by comparison, has about the same. We're just not producing troops fast enough yet. Let's try doing that, speed it up a bit. Really, the fact is I need more tungsten from Sweden. I suppose I should buy rubber from the Brits, just so I'm not behind in producing planes. By the way, I'm not even building military stuff right now because we're trying to, well, we were just trying to rebuild the nation. Trying to use those bonuses to build a lot of civilian factories. I think we built like 20 or 30 civilian factories in a year or so. Now, once these are finished up, which should be soon, then we're going to get back to just building military factories everywhere. The goal from there was to take advantage of the fact that I had 20% reduced consumer goods for a year. I've considered it, I've looked at it. I wasn't able to get the Bronze Age mod stable and working. Like, I tried recording it and it would just crash. It's really infuriating. I've got several games that I try and record on and it just crashes. I'm thinking it's probably my computer. For example, I can't really edit videos easily on my computer because my computer can't handle the video editing. It's really annoying. Very annoying is the fact of the matter. Do we want to align Hungary right now, or do we want to work towards Central Powers? You know what I should actually do? I should do naval rearmament before I try and swing Hungary to my side. Yeah. We'll do naval rearmament first, and then we'll come back. I guess army regrouping would be the best move there. You don't have to transfer it. Like, you can just re-download the DLCs from Steam. That's what I've done when I changed computers. Yeah, I'm getting a new computer. That's when I'm hoping I can play some of the games I haven't managed to play. I've got like Final Fantasy 15, and I just can't run it on my computer. I can play it, but the graphics are terrible and it lags out all the time, so it's not that worth it. Looks like Spain won the Civil War. Interesting. That's not good. Communist Spain. Haven't seen that one in a while. Decentralized British is interesting. Can I do any accents? Yeah, I can do some. I mean, I'm not good at accents. It would be fun to learn how to do accents. But I actually tried looking that up on like YouTube and the internet before, and I haven't really found any good ones. Like, I can do a bad Southern accent, I can do a bad Scottish accent, and I can do a bad British accent. But that takes a lot of work to talk in an accent like that. It's not something I would naturally do. I am being spied upon. Let's get some more defense then. What would you like to ask? Average, you always have the most interesting questions, I will say. Okay, our fleet is going up. Probably actually should not build. I should probably build more shipyards, because if I'm going to be trying to win a naval war. I'm going to be trying to fight Great Britain on the ocean. It's going to be very tough. Once I get a new computer average, I'll be able to install RD2, so hopefully I'll like it then. Do a racist Indian accent? I don't really know how one would do a racist Indian accent. Besides, it's racist, so I probably should do it. To be fair, most accents, if they're not your natural accent, could be considered very racist. The fact that non-aligned nations are locked behind limited amounts of manpower and troops is just infuriating. I could find my way into joining the Allies and then fighting the Soviets, but I also want to do the Our Place in the Sun achievement as well. If I do any of these, it stops the my ability to go further down. So let's just expand dockyard facilities, I guess. Actually, no. Let's see to the eastern front, I think. Yeah, we'll try that. You give your consent for all the Indians to do a racist accent. I wouldn't even know how to do one, really. The best I could do would be, like, imitate American television. And even then, I don't know how to do it. I mean, I think I've only seen television where, like, there's two Indian characters ever talking, so... The only way I'd know of a Indian accent would be a very fast-spoken Indian accent. The achievement I'm going for is Our Place in the Sun, as Imperial Germany own a Caribbean island. Yes, I like board games. Haven't played any in quite a while. I tend to play cards with relatives when I see them. My relatives like to play cards, and I will give them playing cards is fun. We've got a British spy. Interesting. Well, yeah, with a population of 1.4 billion, I've got to imagine it varies. I mean, the US has, let's see, New England accent, Boston accent, New York accent, Connecticut accent, Rhode Island accent, Maine accent, New Hampshire accent, and Vermont accent. And that's just in New England. Let alone down south, west, Midwest, Midwest, northern Midwest, Western, Californian. So many different accents in the US, let alone India, which is bigger. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get Danzig peacefully. We'll see if that works. I hope I get some of that. I just gotta obviously probably have good relations with Poland prior to that. We want to get some tanks. Now, I don't actually know, like, what the best tank thing to do is. I've got to imagine it's the mobile tank because you want the reliability and speed. Does anyone actually know this, or am I just crazy, like, thinking that this is the best one? Because my guess would be the reliability and speed to be more useful, but I could be wrong and it's the armor and heart attack. While you guys figure that out, I'm going to grab a drink of water. I'll be back. Okay, so if I want the breakthrough, go with the soft attack one. Yeah, I want the breakthrough. Am I part Irish? A very small part Irish. My grandmother was tested for DNA a while ago, like Ancestry.com stuff. I think she was like 8% Irish, which means you got to divide that. So I'm like 2% Irish, I think. I was surprised. We were surprised to find I was actually more Welsh than I was Irish. Okay. Let's try and swing Hungary to our side, or at least prevent them from swinging towards Italy if we can. Bulgaria just joined the Allies. You know, I'm kind of tempted to try and join the Allies by doing, you know, British naval dominance and stuff. Seeking to join the British alliance with the Shade, and then I could get war versus France if they go communist, which kind of looks like they're doing. Got Memel back. It's a nice 2 factories and a very small amount of population that now hates me. Cavalry Brigade. Humming is great. I don't get what you're saying. I'm honestly a little bit confused by that comment. Humming is great. What is New England like? Similar to England, but less colder in the winter. We've got really warm summers when like we get about a month of like 90 to 100 degree heat, but for the rest of the year it doesn't get above like 80. In the winter it can get, you know, 20 below zero on bad days. Those are unusually cold. It's a pretty nice place to live. A lot of people like the New England seasons. Fall is unbelievably gorgeous around here. I took quite a few photos this year of leaves in bloom or in color, and our springs are really nice. They're cool, but they're warm enough you can go outside and do stuff. Also, thank you, Stefan, for explaining the tank stuff a bit more. Obviously, I know I have to research a new tank in order to be able to get the benefit of it. Romania and Poland have joined the Cordon Santerre. Interesting. Turkey went entirely democratic. Interesting. And at some point, Greece is going to attack Turkey. I'm curious if France is going to go communist. I don't think there's any way I can really tell yet. They haven't committed one way or the other, I don't think. Yeah, they haven't committed towards communist or not. I kind of hope they go communist, and then I could join England and take on both the Soviets and France. My cat, Rosie, is in fact not with me while I'm streaming today. She has decided to ensconce herself upstairs on a sofa in the sun. And unfortunately, me sitting here in the sun with a fan blowing on me to try and stay cool doesn't weigh into a cat's priorities when they could have a nice soft place to sleep in the sun. Unfortunately, cats are easily swayed by a warm place to sleep. They're not what you'd call immensely loyal. We have 90 civilian factories. Wow. Huh. Good thing we're getting some military factories. I may need to swap this guy over to get faster construction speed. Let's see what else is going on around the world. England's rearming. We're technically aligning Hungary. We can't create a faction until we have 20. 40. We're gonna keep them from going fascist, I think. I don't think they can get any more fascism, can they? Yeah, I think we can actually stop them from going fascist. Huh, that's cool. Let's get the west wall done. That way I can't get invaded from France. Speaking of which, we're going to try and put level 3 forts on the border before we do the focus. That way we'll have much higher ones when the focus is done. We want ideally level 6 forts on the border. Also, apparently I was building a 4th one there, which we don't need. I really needed some more tanks. My gosh, my tank production is horrible. I don't think that's the case average that one has more facial hair than the other. I think it's just a sign of times that monarchies are not as big of a thing now when facial hair is not entirely acceptable. Like 100 years ago, most men had facial hair because it was what was expected. But it's not a thing now. There was a lot of movements in the US over the years that have de-emphasized facial hair on men and encouraged a bit more of a feminine look, almost not really effeminate, it's not the right word, non-gender focused look. There we go. We have 10 divisions of tanks, which is nice, but I would really like some more. We're up to almost a little over 800,000 people in the field, which is cool. Now, I know nothing about the Navy, so I do not understand navies in this game. So for now, I'm ready to build a heavy ship, destroyer, one on convoys, and see where that takes me. Ooh, yeah, we should manage to build all the forts we need on the border before we get the focus done. Gonna be a little closer than I'd like, but we should manage to pull it off. December 38. Yeah, we should get really close. We may not be finished with this one in Württemberg, but we should have all these ones done. Let's get a materials done. I think I probably want to do industrial because there's more than that than refining. Actually, this gives me 5% industrial. I think I'm going to go with refining. Because I need to definitely get a supply of oil in my country. And I'm only going to pull that off with refineries. I did not actually really want to do that there. Yeah. Pakistan is fighting the British Raj. Interesting. How did... That guy's leader of the British Raj, but he's... Okay, it's the same picture, we'll point out, for the same guy, but one is non-aligned Muslims and the other's democratic. Not really sure why India stayed with the British, whereas the other one did form Pakistan. A little strange. I don't think I can actually name provinces in this game, Average. No, you can't rename things. Sorry, you're kind of locked with what you have. Don't really want any treaty with the Germans, but I do want to get ahead of time on these tank models. I could demand the return of King now. I suppose I could start going down, focus on the true enemy, and try and recreate the Central Powers. Yeah, let's work down, focus on the true enemy. We're already kind of prepping for war with France and Britain anyway. Italy at some point is going to start a war. Once I create a Central Powers, though, I should be able to invite both Romania, Hungary, maybe Yugoslavia, if they like me. Obviously, an issue is going to be the Czechs. Yeah, that's why I'm not doing the bulwark against Bolshevism yet. I don't want to do the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. I want to avoid that, but I do need to get through here first. I think I can do the bulwark even if I do... Yeah, I can do the bulwark against Bolshevism after I do treaty. I think I'll do that next because we want to get better. We want to get medium tanks if we can on the field. I know medium tanks are much better than starting tanks. And we basically managed to get level 6 forts on the French border. It's great. There we go. I don't think France... Oh, we got a level 7. I don't think France is going to be breaking through there anytime soon. So once we do this, we can do rebuild the high seas fleet, which gets us more dockyards and heavy ships, which wouldn't be a bad thing. Getting Qingdao is not actually like, or Qingdao is not actually a huge accomplishment if I remember. It's nice, like owning Chinese provinces, but not needed. Also, the Imperial Guangdong territories is a thing, but we have Communist Japan. Wait. Huh? So, it's entirely possible that Manchuria still tries to do stuff with Japan, even though Japan is now communist. This is weird. Maybe they'll go assertive. Anyway, they own Korea, which is kind of cool. Oh no, they are going independent. So they are... We're going to see an attempt to restore the Chinese Empire at some point. Or the Qing Kingdom. Field Hospital. Boy, I am just starving for resources. It's entirely random. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I was playing the other day and for fun on my own, and Germany went imperial like 3 times. I was beyond shocked. I should quiet this one, yeah. I didn't put it on like historical focuses to make it more interesting. So that's why they have a chance of going that way. Yeah, I don't know anything about Facebook gaming. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing more stuff on Reddit, but I don't really understand Reddit, to be honest, having never done anything much on it. It'd be cool to create like a community or something on there, but I don't think people would join it, but maybe it'd get me new people. I don't know. I don't know. The CK3, where I got, you know, tons, 600 subscribers in like a month, really good to showed me that I was doing something wrong with the channel so far, because true, that was a game launch, but it just went to show that I'm clearly not doing something right because other people get that growth periodically outside of game launches, whereas I only got it on a game launch. And of course it's died off now. I was getting like 1,000 a day on one of my big guides, and now I get barely 100, so YouTube's not promoting me anymore. Oh, well, maybe I should make a subreddit. Thank you for the donation again, Mr. Marshmallow. Or however you're rating it. Oh. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that emoji. Thank you. Anyana, I guess how you say it. I don't know how to pronounce it, so forgive me if I was just horribly wrong. Okay, how are we doing factory-wise? We should be... France is 46. We have 39. So we're behind France there, but we're ahead of France in civilians. We're ahead of basically everybody in civilian factories, which is really good. Yeah, so if we keep going the way we're going, we can get more military factories with them in the long run. Italy is expanding. France joined the Kingdom of... Huh? France joined the Kingdom of Romania. No. They joined the Cordon Santerre. But the game just said they joined... I should have probably gone allied myself with France or England. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Everybody's joining this alliance now. That is gonna be problematic. I could theoretically join their alliance. Also, Bulgaria is now going fascist. Who are you at war with? Oh, they're all at war with England. French war in the UK. Why'd France go after the UK? They didn't. It was a French-British war. Over Bulgaria, maybe? I suspect it was probably over Bulgaria. Well, you know, I'm probably okay with that. When can I attack France? UK has not completed focused decolonization, so I can't actually get all the way down there to attack France. I can coup Italy and get them to join the Central Powers again. I guess that's what I'll work on next then. Although I really do want to get past the USSR treaty. So maybe I'll do the USSR treaty. And then I'll go straight to trying killing off Mussolini and getting Italy to be non-aligned. Hopefully I can bypass this. The other option is I fabricate a claim on these guys at 50 world tension and just invade France normally. This has gotten really weird. Unonia? Is that it? I don't think I can join the Allies. I have the democratic popularity of 30, and I'd have to have higher world tension. So right now I can't. Well, you know, considering I'm not really ready for war, sitting around and building up my military factories is not going to be a bad decision. The longer I wait, the weaker England and France will get by fighting each other. Because I don't see France conquering the UK, but I also don't see the UK beating this alliance. Especially because Canada left. There's very few allies left. Wow. Spain joined the Comintern. It's not good. Anyway, we'll try and get this treaty done. What's my opinion on the parkour levels in Super Mario Sunshine? You mean the secret levels? I assume where I don't have the blood. They're hard. They're really hard. That last episode that I just did, the messy parkour one, that was painful. Though there's another episode coming out 2 days from now, where I have even more trouble with parkour. Like, I just fail on the dumbest things all the time. It's quite painful to watch or play. I could probably move some of you off that. Should probably actually reform my Air Force while I have the time. By reform, I mean, like, you know, put all these to 100. Oh, yeah. Boy, you guys are having fun with the emojis today, aren't you? I think we need a naval bomber, right? I'm actually going to want more planes than I currently have, aren't I? If I'm going to try and win wars. We've got plenty of trucks, and that's about it. Everything else... Actually, we have a surplus on artillery now. Oh, it's trying to do an upgrade. Okay. We need tanks and we need infantry equipment. So let's do that again. Take a row off. That should work. Shortage 219 days. 300 and 400 days on that. 264. Okay, so we need to get some more support equipment being built. We're almost up to 1 million troops, which is awesome. So, Unyana. Unyanya. Okay, hopefully I got that a little bit closer. I should technically, the stream was gonna technically end in half an hour, but if everyone sticks around, I could go for another hour probably. I mean, I need like a 5-minute break, get up, walk around first. I'd kind of like to get to World War II before I stop, but it's taking a while. Bangladesh just revolted. Good for Bangladesh. I'm really curious what's going on here with China. China's asserting their authority. Or that Manchuria is asserting their authority. They're not going to try and peacefully vassalize them. They're going to invade China. For some reason, I do not see this as a winning proposition for these dudes. Well, these guys do have army corruption, so it could go either way. We're good on that front. Let's work on trying to recreate the Central Powers before Mussolini gets into a war he can't win. There we go. We got the treaty with the USSR, which I'm not really happy about, but I want those better tanks. Yeah, I see they landed in France. They're gonna get kicked out. I'm sorry about the pronunciation. You've got a nickname that's easier to pronounce there, person from India. I will happily use that. Clearly, I cannot get it right. Oh. Light aircraft. Yeah, see, they're just gonna die. Trying to land the AI landings a lot of the time can get overwhelmed. Maybe they... No. If they had held Cherbourg here, they could have done much better. Alas, they did not. I'm going to cancel those two. We want more tank divisions than infantry. Anu? I could do Anu, if that works. Anu? Anu maybe, rather than Anu? Anu? At some point the Soviets are going to invade the Baltics. Yeah, I guess I should probably, once this is done, safeguard the Baltics. Go down all of this. Create spirit anti-Soviets. That might be worth it. Then work on Mussolini. The last thing I want to do is let the Soviets take over this whole area, which they could easily do. I don't think the Cordon Sanitaire... Sanitar... I have no idea how to pronounce that, by the way, the second word. I don't know if they could actually hold out against the Soviets. Also, let's see what the US is up to in Mexico, because I haven't actually looked over there, have I? Canada went Democratic. Democratic US. Democratic Mexico. What's going on with Brazil? Not much. They're still waiting to get their monarch back. France is buying time. Cancel independent with Yugoslavia, betray Yugoslavia. They can't go with Britain, so they're going to do what France leads and form their own faction? This could get really weird. This could get really weird really fast here. So far we're at peace. I'd like to stay that way till we're ready for war. See, if I heard your name, Anu, or Anu, I would probably be able to pronounce it, but until I hear it spoken, no hope. Also, apparently, hurry over here has just decided to pick a fight with basically everyone in China. This guy's so dead. Also, they're joining the common turn. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah. This guy is totally doomed. I don't even know what he was thinking. I don't think I've seen an AI commit that level of suicide in a while. Yeah, he's gone. That's too bad. I was hoping to see King China on the rise, but clearly not. Clearly not. How long we got here? 200, 34, 145. Boy, this support equipment is tough to produce at any reasonable rate. Oh, England landed again at Dunkirk. Not much is happening else is happening in that war. Let's try and do safeguarding the Baltic. Try and get down to the anti-Comintern treaty, anti-Soviet pact. So we're going to need to Baltic, Finns probably. And then we need to do... Oh, we got a long way to go to get that treaty going. Maybe actually, let's consider abandoning the Baltics and go for Italy. Oh. See, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to go there. I don't see us pulling off 7 before the war. Whereas here we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 5. 4 by and large. Well, isn't the Nazi symbol just taken from like Jainism and flipped around? So the irony is the Nazis were using a Indian sign. You know what? I'm at least going to do fan Prussian militarism. Get the additional... So many different options here. What do I go for? Okay, let's try and create the Central Powers. That way I can at least get Hungary on my side. And then we'll see where things are. The Cordon, whatever it's called, is a non-aligned one. So if the world tension goes up, we could just simply join this faction here. I don't know if it would help us much. Okay. Let's build a... we're already building destroyers, so cruiser, I guess. Yeah, I always found that kind of interesting, is the Nazis' symbol of white superiority has nothing to actually do with Aryan superiority. Anyway, let's not talk too much more about that. France is actually struggling to push out Great Britain here, which is interesting. They have 98 divisions. Why are they struggling that much? My game would get a lot harder if England kills France, though. Or maybe not, because then England would have to try and defend and hold France, which is not easily. Trinidad and Tobago have capitulated to France. Wait. What? France is invading islands in the Caribbean. Oh, that's glorious. That's glorious. Yes, EU4 is much more satisfying to build an empire. I cannot join Great Britain. I would love to join Great Britain, but I cannot, in fact, join Great Britain. I am really sorry there, but it is physically impossible for me to join Great Britain at this point in the Allies alliance. They would have to leave the Allies and do it. Now, I could join France and fight the UK and potentially pick up an island in the sun that way, but there's no way for me to do it any other way. There's just no way for me to do it. It's the fact of the matter. I don't even know if my all-preparing collaboration governments is actually even useful in France. Like, am I just wasting my time doing this? I can puppet Great Britain if I conquer them in a war eventually, but I've got to get to that point. Besides, I'm just about to deeply offend both France and Great Britain over this. What I want to do is try and keep Italy out of starting their own war right now. So for that, I need to do para-Italian coup, and then I can kill off Mussolini. And then we'll have the Central Powers faction there. I might... Well, at that point, because Hungary hasn't gone fascist... Also, we now have Tsingtao back. We could potentially create Austria-Hungary out of these nations if Hungary doesn't go more fascist than they already are, which they're not going to. Also, we now own a nice little province over here that gives us one civilian factory, and now we have to hold on to it. Not so great. Manchuria is getting annihilated. Can't say I'm really surprised. There's nothing I want to do there. Oh yeah, I get that there's a it would be really awesome for me to join the UK, but I can't do it. I can send them volunteers, but I can't actually join them. Also, what? An Asian group faction? What's this? The Asian group is a thing. This is, I think, by far the weirdest Hearts of Iron game I have seen. So we have the Asian group. We have whatever this is. Oh, we just have General Communist China. So that is the Mutual Assistance Bloc. We have the Cordon Santerre. We have the Allies. We have the Comintern. We have... I'm going to create the Central Powers. And we have Communist Japan. This is just weird. This is just really weird. And I'm not even doing half of this. I cannot join the Allies. It is impossible. There is physically no way for me to send that option. I'd like to, but I can't. Right now, all I can do is build up. Although, technically, if I'm really bored, I could invade China, couldn't I? I couldn't win, but I could invade China. Speaking of which, how are we doing? We have 55 military factories. How does that rank up against France? They have 49. So we actually have more military factories than France, which is good. We have significantly more troops under arms than they do. We don't know what Great Britain has, but we have way more military factories than they do there. How do the Soviets look? We have less military factories than them, but we have more civilian factories. Okay. And we know we can probably beat the Soviets one-on-one fight. No, I did not know that. on you. That's really cool. That is quite very interesting. Atlantic Fleet Designer. We've almost maxed out our full government, which is awesome. We can invite to faction Kingdom of Hungary. Yes, please. Join. We now have an ally. They do not like us very much. I improve my way out of that. It'd be really cool if I could invite Yugoslavia, because that stabilizes the whole Balkan region. Except if Italy attacks them first. Speaking of which, I really need Italy to have a new focus tree. Like, Italy being stuck, being fascist is just killing me inside when I play this game. They have a horrible focus tree. It's really strong in some ways, but it's also really bad. Okay. These guys are neutral, right? They won't join anything. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try and have Hungary form the Central Powers. My goal right now is to get Italy non-aligned before they start a fight against somebody. Because they're guaranteeing, justifying on Yugoslavia. The last thing I want them to do is invade Yugoslavia while being fascist. I really don't want them to do that. I need to reset up my defenses here. Just in case something weird happens. So let's do that. Ugh. I've got a horrible border to defend. I don't know if you guys realize how bad my borders will be if I have to defend against these guys. I'm gonna have to try and defend all of that. I'll just abandon Prussia. I can hold off France without much issue, but I just don't have the sheer number of troops needed to slow them down elsewhere. Okay. Well, yeah, everything I've heard is that Genghis Khan was a pretty... Genghis Khan and Kublai Khan were pretty good, in a sense, rulers in terms of, like, knowledge, roads, autonomy, and religion stuff. Of course, they were also, you know, some of the biggest conquerors on the world stage, responsible for an untold amount of deaths, so that's the thing. Okay, let's start constructing some forts on this border. That should be pretty good. I don't want to waste all my factories on it, though. I need more military ones, but we might as well get some defenses against Poland. Because the odds of us going to war with Poland are pretty good. Another tank. We got 12 tanks, which is nice. Actually, you know what? I'm going to swap this to medium tanks. I really want those medium tanks sooner rather than later. Italian coup. I think we can go straight through the coup, straight to assassinating Mussolini. I don't think we have to wait, do we? I don't think we do. Although does it make a difference if there's a lot more people non-aligned one? Okay, let's decrypt the Soviet cipher, because we want that done eventually anyway. The odds of us going to war with the Soviets is extraordinarily high, like almost a guarantee. getting some rough forts on that border. Ideally, I'd like level 3 forts on their whole border, because then I also have to surround Czechoslovakia, which is going to be a pain. Oops, no. 1. I just saw a plus sign and clicked it instinctively, which was a dumb move. Right. 1 million men under arms, we can't even defend our full border. Can I tell you a life story? What would you like to hear a life story about, Average? I'm not going to tell you anything overwhelmingly personal, but... got plenty of life stories I could tell. Good ones, bad ones, all of the around above. Let's try and overthrow Mussolini. 70 days. Hopefully it works. Yeah, I can't convert. I can't get Yugoslavia in the faction, which is too bad. Oh, thank you, Marshmallow. Thank you for the upgraded membership. Thank you very much. College. What do you want to hear about college? Funny story? A sad story? Actually, I don't really have any sad stories from college. Stuff like that. I could tell you a very interesting story about one of the professors there. I could tell you a story about my best friend and me at college. I could tell you about some of my friends from other countries I knew at college. I could just tell you how I liked college, what a typical day at college was like. I don't know what else you'd want. Embarrassing. I don't have a ton of embarrassing stories from college. I don't tend to make a ton of embarrassing mistakes. I could tell you an embarrassing story about one of my friends. That's about it. I don't have any particularly embarrassing stories from college for myself. I've got an embarrassing story for the people I was in a play with once. That was about it. Oh, my best friend in college. I could tell you a story about that. So my best friend in college was another business major. I knew him since I was much younger. We ended up going to the same college. Part of the reason I went there was he was going to college there, and I knew I'd enjoy it. We ended up in the same managerial finance class, which was excitingly fun. And so this was like an advanced accounting class, and unlike everyone else, mostly in my class, I just got accounting. It's very easy for me to understand it. But my friend couldn't understand it. He's a good student, but he just couldn't understand it. And so I ended up spending about 2 to 3 hours every night helping him understand this managerial finance. And Italy just joined Romania. Great. And now it's at war with Great Britain. Okay, things just got a lot harder. Anyway, I ended up teaching him this stuff mostly every night for a long time. So I would do the homework, and I could usually get it done about an hour. It was about an hour, 2 hours of work. And then I'd spend like the next hour helping him do the work. And then I'd spend the next hour helping him understand what he just did. Sometimes I couldn't get it either, but a lot of the time we ended up spending like 2-3 hours on homework every couple days, just trying to understand it. And a lot of times you'd go into class and you'd turn in your homework
and papers, and you'd go to the teacher like, I don't even know if I got it right. And one day the teacher looked at us and said, I don't even know if you got it right. He didn't even know. It is like that complex work is that you could do it like 6 different ways, all of which could be somewhat correct. Okay, Latvia is doomed. Italy is causing trouble. You know, I'm hoping once I assassinate Mussolini that Italy may leave the war. I doubt it. Anyway, can we just point out the fact that the UK has managed to pretty much antagonize the whole world in like 8 years? They've lost their whole empire. They're at war with everybody except for the Soviets and me in the US, basically. It's kind of sad. Oh, is this... Ah, we got communist Greece. Interesting. Very interesting. We can invite Latvia to our faction. Nope. I ain't inviting Latvia anywhere right now. I don't want to pick a fight with the Soviets at the moment. Anyway, does that count as a interesting story about college? Me and my friend. I know it's not overwhelmingly entertaining, but he did soccer. He was on our soccer team. So I didn't see much of him except for that class and a couple other ones. It was kind of funny. It's also the most embarrassing story I could share about him without his permission. I have more embarrassing ones, but it wouldn't really be fair to tell them without his permission. And I know for a fact he's not watching this stream today. Otherwise, I'd have probably heard from him. Story about high school. Oh, there's the war. Soviet-German war. Okay. Soviet-Polish war. Interesting. I could tell you a lot of stories about high school. I can tell you how I ended up in the Cool Kids Club without even trying, which was interesting. Let's see. We just knocked them out. Rekindle Imperial Sentiment, I guess. So we are... Mussolini was assassinated, but we are still in the war against Great Britain. Also, why do the Soviet Union control part of Spain? Is there like an event or something where they give it up? Alright, let me just check this, because this is weird. Soviet control. What the heck happened there? Like, why do the Soviets own Catalonia, Valencia, and Aragon? Let's see. I got to go back a little bit further. Italy wants our help. Italy is fighting the Soviets. Okay, we can join that. We can invite these guys to faction. We are now officially at war with people. Improve worker conditions. I'm not really going to deploy my troops anywhere though yet. I have 75% collaboration in France. Oh, okay, so that's how that works. We're actually fighting some of the same enemies. So, how did I end up in the Cool Kids Club in high school? To some degree. When I was in middle school, I did a lot of drama. And when I went to high school, I did drama as well. And the first play I was in, I was in the play, I had a semi-minor role. But I was in the play with a lot of seniors and juniors. And since we all had lunch at the same time, my high school basically all had lunch at the same time, it was kind of odd. Actually, you know what? I will send a division to go fight the Soviets. Actually, no, not that division though. Maybe I'll send this division. Since France isn't about to attack me. Yeah, we'll do that. Send these guys up to Latvia. Hopefully my troops can prevent an invasion from there. This here. Sorry, I know I'm getting distracted from the story, but I've got a war going. So please forgive me. Okay, let's merge all these fleets together. We'll put Donitz in charge. Genius naval commander that he is. I saw your medium level. I commented on that. I said thank you very much. Sorry, I don't know what else you're asking me to see. Okay, create a new task force. We want battleships, heavy cruisers together. Oh, no. Okay, battleships, heavy cruisers. So this force is going to be a strike force. There. This division, we're going to break it off. We'll do the submarines separate. This is a patrol group. Halt. Oh, did it not break it out? Okay, it did slightly. This one is a patrol group to there and to there. The other one, which should be submarines, it's going to be a convoy raiding fleet. I think I set that up right. Does my family and friends know I do YouTube? Yes, they do. Some of my friends have watched my YouTube stuff. Some of them have subscribed. But by and large, not a lot of them. I don't interact with a ton of my old friends. I lost most of my high school ones when I left high school. Oh, shoot. You're going to set up the whole front line down there. I don't want you to do it down there. Alt. Sorry. I just want them to set up the front line there. On game. Do this properly, please. Nope, that didn't work either. Nope, that didn't work. There we go. That worked. Anyway, I did theater in high school, and I was in a play with a lot of seniors and juniors. We all had lunch together, and so I ended up sitting with them. Turns out they were the really cool kids in the school at the time. Not that I knew that. And so I ended up sitting with what you would consider the really cool kids, because they all kind of came to visit the drama club given time. It was very interesting. The drama club kind of I don't know, held court. We all sat together, and people just would come and talk to us, and then they'd leave. It was very weird. I don't know how else to really describe it. It was a very strange thing. Call to arms request. Yes, I guess. Faction members justifying against Yugoslavia. Yeah, I don't want you to attack you. Italy's gonna cause trouble, aren't they? Oh. Japan is getting involved in the world again, is attacking the base on Ma. Also, it's now communist Manchuria. About Rosie the cat? I don't really know what to say too much about Rosie the cat. Offer military access. Rosie the cat's a relatively new cat. I got her from my grandmother. Wait, what the? What? Oh, I missed getting Japan on my side. Oh, that's too bad. That would have helped a lot. Rosie the cat was my grandmother's cat. My grandmother had to leave her house because she's getting elderly, and we ended up with a cat. Rosie the cat is not what you'd call a particularly friendly feline, unfortunately. But she's getting better, so that helps. I don't have any real stories to tell you about Halloween other than on the street at which I lived when I was a kid, there was this guy who, like, actually scaring kids. Like, he would hide behind or underneath cars in his yard, and then when people went to the door to, you know, trick or treat where his wife was, he'd like jump out at people and scream at them from behind them. I remember being absolutely traumatized as a kid over that. I'd probably be semi-traumatized even today if someone just jumped out behind a car and started screaming bloody murder at you in the middle of a dark Halloween night. In costume, of course, with a scary mask on. Thank goodness he didn't have an axe or something. But it was quite scary. Okay, we've got collaboration in France. Let's send our planes over if we can. Can we send our planes over? Oh, we can send them here, and then we can send that to there. I think that'll work. Hopefully that can help us in our fight in the Baltics. Speaking of which, I can probably also raise some more planes. Okay. This should give me some more fighters. Yeah, communism in this game is doing pretty well. France still hasn't entirely decided which way they're going. I think they're going communist, which would really change things. This is just a weird round. Like, technically, I could send my troops here out to help Poland to fight them, but at the same time, I don't really know if I want to win this war that quickly, you know? I probably should help them, shouldn't I? If they fall, it's going to be a lot harder for me to win this. Okay, we're going to help the Polish fight the Soviets. I need military access from Actually, you know what? Let's just put you all under this guy then. We're gonna deploy the full might of the German Empire against Soviets. Should we snag Moscow in that lineup? Pretty reckless. We have no manpower right now. Once this is done, we're going straight for fan Prussian militarism stuff. I don't dislike peanut butter. I specifically like peanut butter with apples. Peanut butter with apples is really good, I find. Oh, speaking of cat, the kitty has arrived. Hello, Rosie. Yes, what do you think of this whole recording thing? I'm going to decline that. The last thing I want to do is actually be at war with the UK right now. Apparently my tanks were still stuck there. Cat is nuzzling the mic, so my apologies. Yes, I know you're a beautiful cat, but you don't need my attention right now, do you? Yeah, I could let you guys know what I have for Switch games. Once I'd finished the Mario one. Yes, hello, beautiful girl. And yes, Mr. Marshmallow, I've seen your comments. I don't know what you're expecting me to react to. I've already said stuff about them. Thank you for the higher level of subscription. Thanks for showing up. I don't understand your comments about Venice or anything. We're attacking the Soviets there. I'm not going to launch this war till I have more manpower, though. Speaking of which, though, I should get a higher naval base going. So that's putting us in a better position. I know I need to get the higher infrastructure in Berlin at some point. Rosie wants to make the world an absolute monarchy. I don't think Rosie has that level of ambition. She's already the queen of the household, so what more would a cat want, right? Okay, we want that up top, we want that right below it, and then I guess we'll get one military factories thing going. We're not going to be pushed back into Poland anytime soon by the Soviets there. Keep having to decline these demands because they want me to go fight Great Britain, which I don't want to do. France is at war with Spain and is actually not doing anything. What the heck is up with France? They're holding, but they're not actually fighting. It's very weird. We are out of manpower, but what I was worried about. We've almost got enough that we could swap to a higher both level of conscription and a higher economy level. Do a little bit better on that front. Oh, haha. Gotta actually own this province way over here. Okay, let's modify this. Get some more troops on the field. But if we do the Prussian one, we should end up with like 7% of manpower from 2.5. At which point we should be able to fight the Soviets relatively evenly. $1.1 million. How much are we fighting? Approximately 4. We approximately have 6 on our side. Hands up there. France is not... France hasn't lost many troops, which is interesting. Okay, we're rekindling the imperial sentiment. We're going to ban Prussian militarism. Oh, it's only 0.5 actually. We could also do prepare for the next blockade, consumer goods. We can bypass that when we get there. Okay, let's fan the militarism. Turn that down. If Italy attacks Yugoslavia, they're on their own. I'm not going to help them. The only thing you missed, Average, is we've moved all our troops to the Soviet border, but we actually haven't started to fight. That and I'm destroying the Soviet convoys in the Baltic Sea. Slovakia is getting monarchist sentiment. Austria is getting more monarchist sentiment. Trade deal with Germany, though. That's interesting. That's probably not a good thing, is it? Oh, it's actually not giving them any fascism. I guess that's fine. Of course, they could pick a fight with Czechoslovakia too, which would be an issue. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting more troops on the field slowly, which is what we need. The reason Rosie has finally shown up is everyone else has left the house, so she's decided she will now grace me with her presence. Seven, yeah, I've got to handle this mobilization thing. I'm improving stability to try and get closer to 100 again, because that is big benefits if you're close to 100. I need some oil. I trade oil with probably Romania, actually. At least buy one from. Oh, we just smashed a Chinese navy in the Baltic Sea. Interestingly enough. Oh, Italy just took over Nambia. Oh yeah, because they're still fighting. They're fighting England, so they're killing off all of England's territories. That makes sense. Really wondering what the heck is going on out there, though. Oh, you know what? I bet the reason France is not pushing further is because England's troops must be in Spain. That would make a lot of sense. We're not behind Great Britain in this point. I'm actively plotting against Great Britain. War against Bolshevism. Might as well get 5% factory and dockyard output. Sure. Let's trade with Italy for tech. I'll do war bonds, try and get some more reduction on my consumer goods. And yes, I'm building a new line of forts on the Polish border, because if the Soviets push us back, that's where I'm going to have to try and hold desperately. Oh, more military factories. We want more tanks, ideally. I think other than that, we're mostly good, although I'm going to need more of everything. And not 5 of those, though. Let's focus on tanks, though. That's going to be my biggest strength, because AIs don't build tanks. I'll talk about open world video games. The first open world game I played was Skyrim. I never played much of it. I only played the modded versions of it. The first time I played it, I had a mod that made you into basically the X-Men. And I basically played Wolverine, so I was level 1 and I couldn't die. And I basically, for fun, I soloed one of the dragons at level 1. Because, yeah, literally his regeneration is off the charts. You can't die as him. Never beat it, though. I just never had the time and interest. It'd be one of those games I could do for the channel, but I don't think anyone would watch me play it because literally everyone under the sun has played it. Basically. Then the only other ones I've really done is like Breath of the Wild and stuff. Open world games is relatively new. We want that. Sometimes I like open world games, but the other downside of open world games is you run out of things to, like, there's no direction. You're just kind of wandering around. Do I play Fallout? Yes, Average. You gave me Fallout 4. I tried to do a series on it. My computer could not handle it, which is unfortunate. Maybe when I get a new computer, I'll do another series on it with actual good graphics. Because I really like Fallout 4. I really enjoy it. It's one of the better games I've played in a long time. You just gotta have good enough graphics to handle it. And computer to handle it, obviously. Yes, you've given me a fair amount of games over the time period. I don't want to do any of that. Let's get radio, though, so I get reinforcement rate. I don't know why I haven't done that. No enemy cipher being decrypted. Let's work on the UK, then. We're just decrypting everyone's ciphers and not using it. Okay. It's the German. Be an even fight on the Soviets there. Are the Soviets fighting anywhere else is the question. They are fighting Japan over here. Oops. Yugoslavia just joined the Comintern. That's not particularly great. I can't imagine Yugoslavia is going to win this, but I mean, they're now literally surrounded by enemies on all sides. Besides, Italy should win this with relative ease. Hungary's there as well. Look at all those troops Hungary has. How many troops do they have? They've got 200,000 troops in Hungary. That's kind of impressive, actually. Yeah, it'll be a matter of time. Yugoslavia will fall. There's just too many people on our side. If they don't, I'll have to divert troops to beating them up. I have not played Fallout 76. I've heard very bad things about it. I mean, I know it had a really, really awful launch, and it's gotten better. But I've also heard it's a pay-to-win game, and I don't like pay-to-win games. Not on that level. I like the concept of multiplayer Fallout 4. I think it's an amazing concept, like Fallout multiplayer. I wish they had multiplayer Fallout 4, but clearly it... I kind of wish they'd done something like Borderlands, where you can do single player and then have people jump in and out of it. That would have been the way I would have recommended they do Fallout stuff. Make like Fallout 4 with co-op mode. Where you could play with your friends, not just random people. I don't know why they decided to make a massive multiplayer version of Fallout 4. I don't think that was a great choice, honestly. Botswana capitulated, okay. Italy is still expanding. What happened to South Africa? South Africa went fascist? No. Democratic. But since they were released, they're not going to do all their stuff. Interesting. Let's become spy master, because I'd like to start spying on the Soviets. There are a lot of bad online games. There's also good online games, too. I mean, a lot of those type ones don't work, but I really think they need to be better in some ways. Kind of want to start the Soviet war. So far, it's relatively even. Probably after Yugoslavia capitulates, which should be soon, I'll think about attacking the Soviets. Because that'll free up a lot of manpower from Central Europe. Now, Austria, Hungary, Slovakia. Yeah. At some point, Austria and Hungary should have enough to form Austria-Hungary, and then we'll see how long it takes Czechoslovakia to get there. Just trying to make it so everybody who's fighting the Soviets can just freely wander through each other's lands, sort of like an early European Union. Let's buy some oil from... We could buy some from Iran without needing a convoy, so that's good. That's about it. I need more oil. I guess the US is the next supplier. Yugoslavia should be gone within a couple months. Oh, we don't need that high-level navy right now since there's no naval warfare, since I'm not at war with Great Britain. Deliberately avoiding war with Great Britain. Okay. Bulwark against Bolshevism is done. We've bypassed Guarantee Danzig, which is unfortunate. Safeguard the Baltic, I guess, is the next stuff. I wanted to. Do I really want to, though? It's there. Kind of balance between all of them. I suppose I should prepare for the next blockade first. Get the reduced consumer goods, because that's really powerful. I haven't played or actually watched anyone play Far Cry Average, which is probably an unfortunate thing because I've heard some good things about it, but I've never actually done anything with it. Binaries. I think I could probably afford to train a couple more infantry. Wait, France just capitulated. Okay. Now it's Free France fighting the UK, fighting against the UK's occupation of France. This is weird. Okay. Italy needs to get some troops to that border. This is just weird. Let's start spying on the Soviets. Of course, now I can't attack the Soviets because I've got to let the Italians try and kick the British out of France, which is obviously territory I want. So honestly, I should probably join the war against Great Britain. Okay. We're going to pull these 2 divisions off the line over there. We'll put them on the border here. And basically, we're going to try and retake France, I guess. I really don't know what's going on. This game has just gotten really weird. Yeah, obviously people are in school again average, and I'm not doing EU4, so people are less enthusiastic about that. It's unfortunate. I wish people were much... Oh, shoot. Shoot. I messed this all up. Okay, you to there. Plot to there. We're not going to have these guys attack, but we might as well have the attack bonus. These guys I messed up on. There we go. That explains why I had the issue. Quickly. Strategic redeployment. We want to get right on that border with the English attack. We want to retake France, but we want to keep it for ourselves. This is just getting weird. I don't think anyone of you guys would disagree that this is definitely a very weird Hearts of Iron game where Germany is the least of the warmongers. But they will accept. Why can't... So why am I not at war with the UK? What the heck? Is this game glitched? Is this is weird. I'm offering to join their wars and fight the UK, but I can't fight the UK now. My allies at war. I don't know what's going on. Why can't I join that war? They were calling me to arms against everybody under the sun, and now I can't. I can't join these wars. I think the game is glitched. Because I literally cannot join wars right now. At least I can see war score. And I can't even get war goals against England anymore. Okay, here we go. Call to arms. Yes, accept. I don't know. I really don't know what was going on there. Yeah, just cross across the Maginot Line. There we go. Aggressive assaulting. There we go. We're gonna liberate France, even though I really wish, like, I was taking it for myself. Come on, AIs, cut them off, will ya? There we go. Now they're just stuck starving there, so that should work. This level 10 forts are ridiculous. Look, disgusting. Look at how fast I can retake land, though. Or take land, actually. Ordered full aggressive assault, but still not really moving. This is a bit weird that the Germans are going to liberate Paris. Basically, I'm trying to liberate the entire coast on the without the British noticing. Yes, I am blitzing, basically. That's the strat here. Just overrun them. I don't really know why I'm helping France here, because I ideally want to, you know, take out France eventually, but I might as well try and beat up the UK since I'm technically at war with them. This is ridiculous, though. The amount of troops I'm losing right there. No, I'm actually not losing a ton. There we go. That should be the end of the British troops in France, basically. We've overrun them everywhere else. Must reclaim the capital, be at most 10%. Yeah, we should be able to reinstate France. Oh well. Don't bother going around it, just go through it. Okay. They're slowly losing over here. One more story. I guess I could tell you about a play I was in at college, or a funny thing that happened in the play. So I was in the play Rumors by Neil Simon. I don't know if you guys know it, but it's a very, very funny farcical comedy. And there's a scene where, first off, we performed it in Roundhouse with the audience standing all around us, or sitting all around us, which is a very interesting experience to perform with people all around you. There's a scene where one of the characters delivers a line, and another one, as a result of that line, crosses the stage, which of course, you know, since it's surrounded, the stage is circular. And the one night, the person who was supposed to deliver the line, which was basically saying something, they delivered their line perfectly. The other person forgot what they were supposed to do and didn't walk across the room. But because we're surrounded by people, sometimes on stage you can give signals to the other actors, like, oh, you need to move or something, or kind of indicate it's they have to make it's their line, they have to fix their mistake. Well, that we were surrounded by people, so there's no way to make a subtle sign. So we all sat there paralyzed for must have been like 4 or 5 seconds, because no one knew what to do, because you can't signal it. Finally, the person who delivered the crossing line, the line that they were going to, you know, react to, finally realized the other person didn't know what they were doing after like 4 or 5 seconds, and coughed. Sometimes a cough works, and The person who was supposed to cross the stage realized they had forgotten their move and reacted properly and crossed. But it was very funny that they had completely forgotten to walk across the stage. Yeah, Mr. Marmello, you're a little behind us, I'd say. Yes, they did just return Ulster. Interesting. Northern Ireland. Well, we have managed to punch our way south. Still cannot breach the Maginot line up north, though. This is ridiculous. Look at all their defenses they have. The other thing is, I don't know why they're not slowly bleeding troops. Like, you'd think they would lose stuff. Let's do... I could puppet Hungary. I don't really... I guess I'll do the guarantee the other Baltic states. Start with that. And we'll do the Finns because that gives us 5% output. US is not delivering enough oil because we're getting raided. In the play rumors, you can look it up. I played Ernie, so I was playing a psychiatrist character. And was I a main character? Yes. I originally didn't get into the play at all, but one of my friends got in, and he couldn't. It was too much to do a play and his schoolwork, so he told the director he didn't want to do it. And I don't know, maybe I was the next person, like the runner-up. But anyway, he kind of recommended I be considered for the part, and I ended up doing a pretty good job. I had a very long rant that I had to deliver at high speed. It was very funny. I played pretty much the only sane character in the area who everybody in that play goes crazy by the end. That's the whole point. It's a very funny play if you get to see it. Rumors by Neil Simon. Great American playwright. Very funny comedy. Overall, just a very good play. I'm going to turn that down. We're losing too many people recklessly assaulting. We have the radio. Finally, we have the radio. Good search. Strasbourg is going to fall. We're just slowly wearing these troops out. We can actually give this guy Panzer Expert, which is what we want. Front against the Soviets in Spain has stabilized. The front over here changed. Oh. Got double the manpower we have on the field, or twice the manpower, or another full amount of the manpower we have deployed, which is good. We've restored France to France, which I guess is going to help as well. They're still capitulated. Oh, there we go. We're finally starving out the British. What is my name? My name is Forwind Online. That's all I'm telling you, buddy. Okay, 2 more divisions. Okay. Boy, the Maginot Line is hard to punch through, isn't it? Oh, wow. These guys are looking really interested in a monarchy. One final province to take. Just all out assault it. There we go. They're being flanked from every direction, every side. Surely I can take this. Given some horrific amount of casualties. 14,000 to take that area. And they've only lost 10k. So I've lost 5,000 more trying to take like 4 provinces. No average, not telling anybody online. My name is a private thing. You can call me Forwind. It's semi-based off one of my names. Civilian administration. You, air, and launch. Okay. A lot of spies in my lands, aren't there? Okay, Maginot fell. Awesome. Let's regroup and take Spain. Not what I was after. That's what I was after. We want to take this. Oh, there we go. We've contributed 9% to the war, which is pretty good. Obviously, Italy is Italy and France are doing the most. On the other hand, we're saving our manpower. So positives on that sense. Probably average if I'm still doing YouTube in 20 years, yes, but I don't think I'll be doing YouTube in 20 years. I hope I'm not doing YouTube in 20 years unless I'm making millions every day. There we go. Fire brigades, awesome. That makes our tanks considerably stronger now that they've got more organization. And we're going to swap back to aggressive assaulting and go. Actually, I'm going to ask if I can have Catalunya. There we go. I just asked if I could have control of the state, which means all this conquest is now going to be under my control. Which means I need to garrison it, but I'll probably do a better job garrisoning it than the AI would. Buy more Iranian oil. Not getting all our tungsten from Sweden. Will I backstab Italy or France? I'm definitely not going to probably backstab Italy. France is another thing. I can't attack France while I have divisions, non-aggression pact, and I don't actually have a war goal. Later on, yes. Right now the goal is, in my mind, beat the Soviets, take a lot of Soviet land, and then take out England, take a lot of English land. Now, I could probably prep for invasion of England. The Dutch went fascist, by the way. No idea why, but the Dutch went fascist. I could probably prep for a naval invasion of England now that I'm thinking about it. So if I can take out England, that's basically this alliance gone, right? Yeah. Spain is not in a faction anymore. So once we take Spain out, that's land I can probably seize. Or at least puppet them. Might puppet them, actually. We'll see. They're fighting the Soviets as well? I don't know what the heck's going on. Yeah, Spain is fighting the Soviets as well as fighting us. So Spain rebelled against the Soviets, but also is attacking everybody else. Very bizarre. I haven't told anybody my name online. Why would I? There's no real reason I should. I don't need to evade any blockades. I'm about to take out Spain, so there's no trouble there. Spain is falling very quickly. Which also means lots of Soviet troops are falling. We've lost 37,000, but they've lost 300,000 against us already. Wow. You forget how strong the Germans are until you actually see the Germans start to absolutely crush everybody in their path. I don't think I can name divisions anything. I think this is one of those games, Average, I can't actually name things stuff. No. Oh, Estonia and Latvia are willing to join our faction. Probably a dumb move in some ways, but whatever. Because now the border against them has to go up further. They have a neutral foreign policy. They're going... I have no idea what they're going. Realign all our troops along that border. And continue crushing the Soviets in Spain. Them moving all their troops there was just a dumb move. They're gonna lose like 1 million troops in Spain. Yeah, it's a personal choice. If I became like a super famous YouTuber with, you know, like 5, 6, 10 million people, I probably would. But until then, at some point, I'm probably just gonna end YouTube and just go on with my life. And by not telling everyone my name anywhere, I also don't really have to worry about any cuckoo people showing up on my doorstep, asking, talking to me. Ah, the Brits have arrived. Time to hopefully stomp the British. Our tanks are just ridiculous on offense right now. Gunderin is... I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure Gunderin is the best, like, Panzer general in the game, because he gets it really early on. Estonia wants to help. No, I don't want you to help, Estonia. What the heck is going on over here? China is fighting nobody. Korea is independent. And Japan is still fighting the Soviets. Whatever this province is called. Laotung, probably. We're still mass producing military factories everywhere. And of course we have more we can do. Oh yeah. Make that a little bit more productive in the long run. We're up to 85 factories, military factories, which is good. Spain is about to capitulate, I'm sure. Nope. Soviets caught my spy. Rescue captured operative, send you. Go. We'll see. I'm trying. We have 96. We do not have enough to puppet them. Oh, the Soviets are involved in this discussion. That's not good. I want... Ideally, I want whatever tungsten I can get. I want to puppet them. There we go. Satellite Kingdom of Morocco. I kind of want to interact with Spain, though. Oh, maybe I have to take it myself, then. Let's snag Gibraltar, though. Really, I kind of want the resources more than anything else. Oh, my cat's back. Hello, Rosie. There we go. So, out of that, what happened? Okay, so out of that I got... What did I get, actually? I got Galatia, and I got the Spanish Empire. Now, can I return this land to the Spanish Empire? I would return to Carlos, Spain. I don't want that. Ideally, I want to give it to these guys. Well, we're still fighting the British over some of these provinces, which is, I guess, okay. Let's pull our troops out of here. There's no reason to stay now. Back to the Soviet border, I guess. Then it's time for the big war, I guess. Got. Hello. Thank you for the donation. On you. Okay, back to border with the Soviets. I'm thinking this time we can attack. I'm going to leave the Italians mostly to take care of any problems in Spain. There are some. Of course, now we have to peacefully control this, so occupied territories. Do local police force for both of those. I always find local police force to be the best occupation option, which is weird. Okay, we're good there, we're good there, we're good there. We comically actually control Madrid. Madrid does not actually have any claims on the rest of Spain, which is just strange. Oh, I'm going to attack the Soviets. Thank you, Mr. Marshmallow. Normandy has already been taken. I think you're behind. Let's get our troops back in position. I'm pretty sure we can stomp the Soviets. After all, we just wiped out how many of their troops in Spain? We just got almost 500,000 at the cost of 37,000. So that tells you we can definitely one-on-one fight them if we're fully supplied. And other than our light tanks, we are fully supplied. That's the only thing we're lacking right now is the tanks. Other than that, we're actually good. We have a surplus of guns, which is interesting. I know this is a pure panzer division, so let's create another infantry. Assign all to that order. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Oh wow, I didn't realize I've done 3 hours. I know I was going to take a break after 2, but I guess I've just kept going. How are we doing? We have 5.5 mustard. If I do that, I lose 3, so give me 2.5. That's not, we can't afford that yet. So let's do... don't really want to do any of those, either of those right now. I guess I just wait. Actually, I replaced this guy with Anything else? Boy, the war industrialists because we're building military factories. There we go. 89 civilian, 89 military. We're doing pretty good. Boy, it takes a while. Getting out of Spain takes forever, doesn't it? Look at that. Both non-aligned here. Galatia is doomed, but oh well. They were just a puppet state anyway. I don't really care that much. This guy has no factories and nothing else. Oh, how's America doing? Yes, very good point average. The US is experimenting with tanks, and that's about it. They are guaranteeing the independence of all of them. Philippines is a puppet. They're sending the UK and France supplies. So they're sending both sides of the war supplies. Mexico is going communist, which is a problem. Morocco just capitulated. It's fine. The comedy is we've become friends with France somewhat over this whole war. We lost Galatia, but oh well. It'll be liberated later on. Okay, are we in position yet? Yes, we almost are. Give it a little bit longer to get rid of that division still preparing thing, and then we will attack. And this should be a victory. We should have superior troops all around. I don't know anything about the new Mississippi flags or anything. So. Okay. That division's still moving. That's why. That's what's going on. Oh wow, they've actually pushed. Estonia has pushed with the help of Latvia and Hungary. Boy, this division is taking forever to get there. Look at that. Strategic redeployment, please. What is taking these guys so long? Yeah, move faster if you would. I don't care about organization. I want you on the battlefield. Okay, we are officially supporting the Finns, which is good. I guess we'll continue down this whole communist thing. Actually, no. There's no point to it right now. So let's go with... Let's go with the Pride of Modern Germany, because we want ships later on. We can invite Finland to our faction, which we will. That will open up a whole new front versus the Russians. These guys are still preparing, but we are definitely stronger now. You know, I think I'll just attack. Go forth, invade. 20 battles, we have problems in 9, which means we're winning 11. Okay. Here comes lots of deaths, hopefully on their side, not ours. I'm invading in May. I think May's late enough to safely invade them. 2 more divisions. Go forth and fight. We can, and I'm going to decrypt the Soviets' cipher, which means we get an even bigger bonus for a while. Yeah, not a huge advantage, but it helps. Casualties are mounting on both sides. Let's go for the next guns. We need more oil is what we need. We're getting raided heavily there. I'll buy 5 from Hungary, I guess. Where was I doing refineries? We want refineries. There we go. More refineries, the better. I don't know what you mean by cargo. This is just Hearts of Iron. And I have no idea what you're going about, Mr. Marshmallow. Oh. We just surrounded and isolated some of the Soviet divisions, which is great. Encirclement penalties galore. Well, we've lost 30,000. They've lost way more than 30,000 since we started our invasion. That helps. We're definitely not winning up north. But we are winning in the south. There's this whole swamp area here. Hopefully we just go around, our troops go around it. Fuel gain from refineries up, please. Looks like we're kind of pushing around it right now. Do I like Avatar The Last Airbender? Yes, I deeply enjoyed Avatar The Last Airbender. It was a very good series. I absolutely despised Korra. I didn't watch much of it. I thought it was honestly one of the worst TV shows I've seen in a while. It took the premise of Avatar, which was much more lighthearted, and made it overly dark, and they didn't really need to. Plus, the comedy of Avatar The Last Airbender worked with the less dark subject, but as soon as they made the series dark, the comedy they tried to put in Korra just didn't work for me. Front is going very well. We are pushing very hard into Soviet territory. Ten more days of attack on the Soviets. How is our garrisons doing over here? They're not doing too great, are they? At least they're limited towards 18, which is not out of control. 69 though, what the heck is going on there? Huh. Oh, we've got another spy because we added somebody to our faction, so let's put them to root out resistance. That should get it down to 7 given time. 3 days left on the Soviets. We've got so many troops in this area we can't even advance fully. I can't ask for control of any of this, I don't think. Yeah. It doesn't matter, we can still demand it later since we're contributing a lot to the war score now. Call all. Let's get Finland in this. And it's now become the Soviet-German war. No, I have not heard of that mod, let alone played it. It'd be really cool though. I greatly enjoyed Avatar: The Last Airbender. I wish they had honestly done more of it, but I guess that was the right stopping point. But the final book, final couple episodes were both rushed, and they introduced the solution right at the end, which was just sloppy writing. Very sloppy writing to come up with the solution to it all in the, like, second to last episode. We are being naval invaded somewhere. Okay. Let's fix that problem. There we go. Mainly just guard the coastlines. I have 8, so we don't have enough, but we can probably stop any British invasions. May have to read the comics then someday. Okay, well, anyway, as much as I am enjoying this, I think I'm going to stop here because we got like another hour of this Soviet war. And then we have to fight wars with other people. I don't know when the game officially ends. So that's going to be it, I think, for now. I've got things I got to do. I've already gone over my normal time. So I think I will see you guys later. I liked Borderlands 3 Average. I wanted to do a Let's Play of it, but I figured no one would watch it. So see you guys all another time, I think. I'll probably finish streaming this next week. We're going really well, so probably do a couple hours tomorrow. Hopefully beat the Soviets. Hopefully get a Caribbean island, and then we'll see where we are. So see you guys all then. Bye for now, I guess.